little bit about that.
Yes, we are an IRS-determined 501c3.
Yeah.
So our organization provides the free technology, the digital platform where volunteers can sign up in any town in Connecticut to help community members in their town that need help.
Okay, so now what happened in your life? Why did you all of a sudden say, you know something, I want to pull this idea together and make it work? Because, you're always hearing about all kinds of, home health care out there, and people are always looking about, just basic needs done. What was it in your life that made you say, here's something that I could really make a difference with?
Well, 20 years ago, I graduated from UConn as a physical therapist. So I've been treating patients for 20 years, and I just see the need in the community past what I can do with my day job of how people are really in need out there, and insurance does not cover a lot of the caregiver needs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a gap between those that can pay for those private caregivers and those that can't. And so I thought if we could just work together as a community, help one another get back to those basic premises. And with today's technology, we're able to create that digital platform to connect by zip code.
All right, now I just back up a little bit there, just a little bit. Don't fall over. I just, I really, I guess what the interesting thing is when you mention today's technology and how you're able to connect volunteers with helping people out. So before we anything else, what do you ask of these volunteers that want to help out? What's an example of the kind of stuff a volunteer would do to help out your organization?
There are 3 categories: housework, yard work, or companionship.
Okay.
So anyone can pick the services that they're interested in. Not everybody wants to do companionship. Not everyone wants to do housework. Those are our 3 basic categories.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about how the technology works into this. Do you send emails out, or how do you connect? How does the technology make it happen?
So after we do a background check on anybody that signs up, they create a profile on our website, www.yourcommunitycares.com.
And that's
yourcommunitycares.com.
Mm-hmm.
And once they make a profile, then we do a background check on everybody to try to add as much security as we can into this organization. And then once they're approved, they will schedule an appointment. The community member can schedule an appointment. Say they need their trash taken out every Friday. Every Friday they can schedule an appointment, so a volunteer can. Every volunteer in that town gets an email that says, Sally needs help on Friday. So any volunteer in that town gets an email, and the first person that accepts it gets that community deed, we're calling them.
All right, so now how do people, if they need the assistance, how do people qualify with you? I mean, do you also vet the people that have the needs?
Yes.
As well as the people that are volunteering? You do backgrounds on both sides, so you know what you're walking into.
Our age qualifications are anyone that's 70 and older,
Mm-hmm.
or 18 and older with a physical disability.
Okay.
So on both sides, our volunteers are vetted and our community members are vetted. So we're trying to create it as safe as possible for people.
Well, something a little bit different. This is the name of the organization is UR, like the letter U and the letter R, Community Cares. And Michelle Puzo got this whole thing going pretty much on her own. And what was it, Michelle? Was there anything in your life that maybe, taking care of someone or something that you saw this immediate cause and effect? Were you just drawn to this while you were growing up, or what?
Yeah, I think my parents always instilled, they always helped the family. They always helped as many people as they can. In addition to that, when I saw what they had to do to take care of my grandmother who lived to be 99,
God bless her.
the efforts that it takes in to be a caregiver, it can be exhausting. And we want to provide that respite care for those people that need it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is too. I think from the in today's world of has somebody got an agenda? Is that why they're helping? I had a friend of mine that I used to take to church from time to time, and people said, "Oh, Steve, it's so nice that you do that." And it wasn't about that. It was about she was a friend of mine, and actually, in many cases, I was having a tough week, and I'd feel better about me by helping her for just a few hours. So sometimes I say, "You don't understand. This is so Steve Parker can feel a little bit better about Steve Parker from time to time."
Absolutely.
Because especially when you can give back like that. All right, give me an example of maybe where you've seen this work with somebody that came to you, wanted to help. Somebody over here that came to you said, "I need some help," and tell us how it all Tell us a happy ending.
Many social workers are actually referring town residents because of the lack of town funding. So, in a specific example recently was in Ellington, a town social worker reached out to me and said, we have somebody that's in need of help, can't pay for um, private services to move, get all the stuff out of the house. She's moving to handicap accessible housing now. So, we rallied volunteers and we helped to clear out her apartment for her. And the community member was overjoyed with us and hoping to continue to provide a volunteer for her going forward so that she doesn't end up with the same amount of disorganization that she had because of mobility problems.
Now, what about as far as you're say you're in 30 towns now? Is that what
Correct?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, 32 as of yesterday.
Okay, 32. And then is people go to your website to find out if they're part of it or what?
Yes, everybody signs up online. We're like a startup tech company, but we're a 501c3. So we're like a startup that needs, we appreciate you having us on today that we can help gain awareness and growing throughout the state organically. But everybody signs up on our website,
Okay.
yourcommunitycares.com, and it's Your Community Cares. You're part of your own community. We're helping to empower people to help in their own community.
I like how it was referenced to you are could be your
Right.
community cares, or you are someone who cares for someone in the community.
Exactly.
It's very, very cool. Now, in the Greater Hartford area, have you got some towns around here, or how
yeah.
far away from Greater Hartford do you go right now?
Down to Shelton,
Mhm.
Newtown. We're in Newport and Bristol, Cromwell. Many of those towns. We got to Norwich yesterday, out to Ashford, Hartford, Ellington, Vernon, Cromwell,
So if
Berlin.
if I came to if I went to your website and said, I'm in this particular town, do they have your service? Would you be able to say they don't now, but would you talk to somebody or connect with social services in that town, or how do you bring the town together with you?
So we're creating roadmaps. So, a Manchester roadmap. We're connecting with the skilled nursing facilities, the discharge planners from hospitals, trying to coordinate the services. So when people come home, we can help provide those services that, if you have a knee replacement, you're not going to be able to go down the stairs to do your laundry in the basement. So our volunteers could go once a week and help in those kinds of situations. So it could be a medical need. It could be, I broke my arm and I can't dye my hair. Simple things like that. It could be twice a year you need help taking out the air conditioners. A lot of people with pulmonary, cardiac issues. So my medical background is being a physical therapist. I realize, all the implications that impact on a daily level, and we know that 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every day. So we want to grow on a national level, bringing this organization nationally so we can be a support system to seniors and those that are physically disabled.
All right, now I'm going to put a little call out there to all my friends and listeners and everything. Think about it, because I know there's people in the family that are maybe in their 80s, and I want to. Hey, Gma, I'm talking to you, right, Gma? She's Angela Ma, and if the air conditioner's in that window and she's not, she'll just fixate on it, and she'll for weeks on end. Who's going to come over and take out the air conditioner? So, and she would on her own, I believe me, or someone in the family will always get over there, but maybe next week. So go to urcommunitycares.org.com, urcommunitycares.com, and see if you can have somebody there to help you out, and just kind of get registered.
Absolutely.
Right.
And we're hoping that we're going to have increased funding with increased donations. Just asking people to donate $1, and you know how many residents are in Connecticut.
Okay.
So if everybody was to just donate $1, it would help us to grow. We want to grow our insurance. We want to be able to grow our services. We want to add transportation this year. We have a lot of goals of how we can really get this organization of good support for our seniors and elderly.
Michelle needs some help. She needs some donations. She needs some support. Maybe just start with asking some questions, how you can help out as a volunteer, or if you want to help financially, be great. It's You Are Community Cares. The letters You Are Community Cares.